Okay. So now it's not where I wanted it to be, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to figure it out. So whoops. Oh, you guys, this is hilarious. Okay, well, I guess we are live on Facebook. So the first thing I'm going to do is stop my share for a second. Julie, would you mind just talking for a minute about class while I go and find my presentation real fast? Continuing education, how it works.
Sure, absolutely. And tonight, are we on nutrition?
Class number 3, yep.
Okay, perfect. So I should probably put my face up there. Hello, hello, hello. So if you're not familiar with me, I'm Julie Staub from Papillion, Nebraska, and I'm part of the Good Vibes team. Haley's asked me to speak just shortly while she's figuring out some technology issues. So what our continuing education is about. We are on week 3, and maybe you're new, you're watching on Facebook. I'm not sure if I've met everybody who's actually on the Zoom call, even, but hang on, my computer's doing something goofy. Okay, we are continuing education. The whole purpose of this is when you've come into doTERRA, you've got these oils at home, you go, now what do I do? I'm not sure. Hopefully you all have a resource book, and then your oils are out wherever you live, wherever you do your action and your activity. Whatever need and support you have those oils handy and available to you. So every week, 8 weeks in a row, we cover a different theme and a different topic, and there's a different teacher for each one of the classes. And so you get to hear from a bunch of different voices. They cover the theme and the topic, and we really believe these are 8 foundational topics to get you set up for success in reaching the goals that you set for yourself using your essential oils. After you've attended all 8, we have whomever invited you here. So whoever got you started, they have a gift for you. It's a Good Vibes recipe book. I believe there's over 300 different recipes there. Haley's got it. And it is fantastic. There's some amazing blends in there. There's actually recipes that you can cook with, make. There's recipes for men, for women, for kids. It just covers the gamut. So that's our gift to you after you've completed all 8 of those classes that we do. And again, it's one every night of the every Tuesday night at 5:30. Are you guys Pacific time?
Yeah, Pacific, yeah.
5:30 Pacific. So my time at 7:30. And then we show up and we teach, and there's always Q&A at the end, and that's us a really awesome time to ask questions. People share testimonies about how they're using oil. So hopefully I covered that, Haley. I'm gonna stop talking so you can get on to your teaching your class.
That's awesome. Thank you, Julie, so much. So now you guys, now this fun little part is going to be, can you see my screen? Did it change to class number 3? Yay. All right. One of these days, I'm just going to figure this whole thing out, and it's going to be amazing. All right, you guys. So like Julie said, this is class number 3, nutrition, cleanse, and metabolism. And we've got some really cool new things we're going to talk about tonight. But first, we want to start with a solid foundation. So the solid foundation is, gosh, if we don't build our house with something firm from the beginning, when things hit us from out of nowhere, whether it's stress or being exposed to somebody whose immunity is challenged, or maybe it's an illness of any kind, it kind of takes our whole foundation and kind of rocks it. So one of the most important things is our nutrition and eating right. And then, as you can see, it's exercise, rest management, reducing toxic load, and all the other things. So, whoops. But tonight we're going to start with nutrition. Now, we know that most important of all is to get some healthy, raw foods, vegetables, fruits, things that are clean, clean meat, and making sure that we get a really healthy, well-balanced meal. But it's not always possible for us to do that. Plus, in these days, it seems like there are things that we can't supplement enough. Even if we were to take everything that is grown in the dirt, because the soil has been so depleted from nutrients. We do need to supplement at some point. So doTERRA has a nutrition line, which I think is super awesome. What I love about this nutrition line is that it has it has all the things that they can put into a great protein shake. And we have, not only do we have vanilla, chocolate, and a vegan, but we also have something called Terra Greens and fiber. Now, the supplement shakes are something that I start every single day with. I put the protein and the fiber in there, and then a bunch of other things, which we'll get into in just a second. And I've become so fond of them. I get super creative in adding extra, kale or spinach and chia seeds and all kinds of things. So, also, our shakes are something that a lot of people, I know there's a lot of protein shakes that are out there on the market, and it is really important for us to get something that is, low in sugars, high in protein, and has some carbs and different things that are really good for us. What we love about doTERRA, when it's compared to some other companies, is we are certified gluten-free. Our whey is from pasture-fed cows. So this is something where there's, no antibiotics and different things like that. They are non-GMO, which I think is also super awesome. And we sweeten our stuff with monk fruit and stevia instead of using sugars and corn syrups and things like that. Our protein source comes from whey, flax, and certified gluten-free oats. So I think that's really cool. Now, you can take the protein powder and use it in a lot of different ways. So this means that you can not only make a protein shake, some people make protein balls. Now, I've got some really great recipes for those. You can search Good Vibes for that. If you're a part of our Good Vibes tribe, we invite you to go in and use the search bar and look up all kinds of things. You can put protein shake, you can put baked oatmeal there and waffles, and there's all kinds of recipes in there. This recipe here, you can go ahead and take a screenshot of it. The pancakes are absolutely delicious. And I also take the shake and I'll add a little bit of pumpkin puree to it and make my own pumpkin smoothie in the mornings, and it's really, really good. You can add a frozen banana, some cinnamon, anything to make it customized for what your likings are. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are into vegan, but if you're looking for a vegan option, I have been using the vegan protein powder for about a month now, and only because my son had a bag of it and wasn't using it, so I got it and started using it, and I really, really like it. It is super clean, and you can see here with the supplement facts. And one thing I want you guys to know about doTERRA is we always share all of the ingredients. Like sometimes ingredients might be really hard to read on some packages and some labels, but our stuff is out there for everybody. We put a lot of science and a lot of studies behind everything that we do. So you can also log into your doTERRA office and look for a product information sheet, and it'll print out every single thing that's in there in detail, so that if you need to check and make sure that it is, safe for what your dietary needs are, it's ready for you guys. Now, the doTERRA greens are something that I also absolutely love. Now, how many of you guys have been using the MetaPower Advantage? Now, been listening to a lot of different things since we got back from convention, and one of the things that they're recommending is to put a scoop of the greens, a scoop of the fiber, along with your Advantage into your shaker bottles first thing in the morning, or whenever it is that you are breaking your fast, or before you have your first meal, and being able to shake that up really good, and you're getting so much nutrients all in one pack. It's kind of like when we're taught to stack habits. So whether you are exercising and listening to a podcast while you're exercising, this is the same type thing. It's like you're putting everything together. Now, this is a superfood blend. It has ginger and lemon to help with your digestion support. But if you look at the right-hand side, you guys look at all the stuff in there. Kale leaf, we got parsley, barley, broccoli, collard greens and so many more things in there that if you were going to try to eat a full-size serving of these for each of you every day, it would almost be impossible to have that much nutrients. Because doTERRA takes and freeze dries and minimizes everything, it makes it super easy for them to put a whole bunch of nutrients in a very small scoop. The Terra Greens is a little sweeter. How do you guys like them? If you guys are a Terra Greens user, will you put in the comments, do you mix it with something? I know some people will take it and add it to some of their recipes like muffins or banana bread, pancakes and things like that, so that when they're serving them to their kids and family, they're still getting the nutrients, but they don't know that it's actually in there. Now, the next product is our fiber, which you guys, I've never really needed to add fiber to my diet because I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. But there's a lot of times when, if you take different kinds of medications or you have a limited diet, or some people's bodies just need that extra fiber. Like I said, I am using 1 scoop of fiber into my Advantage first thing in the morning. But what I love about this is it has 6 grams of fiber per serving. It's all natural. There's nothing added to it, so you don't have added colors and dyes and all the kind of garbage that people like to put in things. And there are 30 servings per bag. Now this to me has kind of like like a lemon apple flavor, and I think it just makes things taste even better. What I also love about this, and from what I've understood from people who've used fiber, is one of their favorite things is they can just put a scoop of it in some water, stir it up, and it mixes up really well, and it doesn't taste all chalky, and it doesn't leave kind of, that weird aftertaste in your mouth. I love that it has a special prebiotic in it too also. And I love it. So this is something that you could add to your kids' diet if they need it. You can add it to your smoothies. Before I was putting it in my Advantage, I would always put the fiber in or the greens. Sometimes I wouldn't always add both of them to my protein powder shake in the morning because it got a little sweet. Another favorite thing that I love to do in the afternoon, especially if you have a sweet tooth, is I have a ball jar that I leave by my desk, and I put a little bit of warm water. Well, it's about 2 cups of warm water in there. I'll add a scoop of each one of those powders. I add a drop of ginger and then an additional drop or 2 of lemon, and then I shake it up really good, and I'll just drink it. During the winter, I warm it up, and during the summer, I leave it nice and cold, and I just drink it up, and it really does satisfy that sweet tooth. Now, the next part of our foundation that we're going to talk about is to reduce toxic load. Now, we're getting exposed to different kinds of toxins all the time. And I don't know if there's any men on here tonight, but one thing with women is we are exposed to, our shampoo, our makeup, our hair dyes, the lotions, all the different things, plus, just the fumes from cars driving down the street, perfumes from laundry detergent and everything. And that messes with our hormones so much. So it's really important that we can reduce some of those things and to be able to have our bodies flow freely and not get all gunked up. Think of a car that has not had its oil changed and it just keeps getting, all the grime and stuff into it. It has to have a way to detox and cleanse and get rid of it. So by making mindful choices, by eliminating some of the, like deodorant is one of the first things that I let go of years ago. And that was because there were so many added things to the deodorant that was not good for my lymphatic system, my tissues. And so, especially next to my breasts. And so I was able to get rid of those a long time ago. Dryer sheets. Of course, I've replaced everything in my household with either the Abode or On Guard cleaner products. And so I'm not using some of those highly chemical toxic cleansers and things anymore. Now, why is that important, you guys? So some of the things that we're talking about tonight. So our body works with different filter organs like our kidneys, our liver, our lungs, our skin. And when we're exposed to all the different toxins throughout the world, especially in the foods we eat and things, I kind of covered that, but it's like those results of those exposures cause us to have fatigue. If I'm walking down the grocery store aisle and I walk down either the laundry aisle or like the gardening aisle, my body physically starts to hurt because of all of the stuff that's just in the chemicals that are in the boxes and things. So I know that I'm super sensitive, and it can cause different things like, upset stomach or dizziness, headaches, hormones going up and down and all over the place. So doTERRA's fiber and getting a normal balance of exercise and just even walking, a little bit further, having lots of fruits and vegetables, and of course drinking a lot of water is something that can help to support our colon. Now, other things like you can see on the right hand side, there are all kinds of things. If you're looking towards liver, like what are some of the things that we can use? doTERRA has some really great Zendocrine products, which we'll go into a little bit more detail in just a second. Or lungs, it's like just learning how to do deep breathing and then being able to put some respiratory oils like Breathe or rosemary. Air X is an excellent essential oil that you can add into your water, and you can take it internally or just use it topically. And those things are going to help with the functioning of our lungs. Now, dry brushing. How many of you guys have ever tried dry brushing or sitting in a sauna and letting, the heat in your body get hot, and then it releases all the toxins and you naturally start to detox? There are so many things that we can do, and we can add essential oils into most of those things. Now, we have 3 different deliveries of our Zendocrine blend, which is one of my favorite blends. I use this almost every single day. Now, you'll see on the right-hand side, the Zendocrine Complex. Now, this is a blend of herbs and some other products that help to basically support all of our filter organs as nourishment. It helps them to be stronger and work properly. Where the bottle on the far left-hand side bottom is our Zendocrine blend, which is different than the capsule. And this comes in a oil bottle that has 250 drops or in a gel cap. Now, you guys, these are really great. Think of getting rid of and detoxing anything that might be into your liver, your kidneys, on your skin. So if you have blemishes or skin eruptions that you've tried some of the other products like Tea Tree, or maybe you've used the HD Clear line and you're just not getting the results, think about putting this Zendocrine oil directly on the blemish or the irritation, because it's naturally meant to pull things out. It's really, really great. I love this blend for so many things. Like if you have been exposed to something that your body needs to get rid of, maybe you've, I don't know, gotten into an area where there's, a diesel truck and it's just getting all the fumes all over and it's really hard for you to breathe. Or maybe you've been exposed to wildfires or, all kinds of different things. You guys can only imagine some of the things we get exposed to that we don't want on us. I just flashed to putting gas in my car and having a spill on my skin. Those are things that we need to get rid of and get off of our skin. So you could just take a drop of Zendocrine, put it on your hands, add some On Guard wash, and just wash it and really be able to help filter that stuff out. I love both of these oils. I love that you can take the Zendocrine and you can use it topically anywhere that you need, but you can also add it to some water and you can drink it. You can, I know people who've had a cough that's just gone on and on, where they'll start to use almost like a rinse with their mouth with a Zendocrine, and it helps to get rid of all of that stuff. Like I said, the complex is completely different than the oil blend. Now, the oil blend also comes in an easy to use gel cap, so that if you don't like the taste or you want it to get deeper into your body. So if I've got something going on in the top of my head, like in my mouth or my mind or, my throat or something, then I'm taking it internally with water or just under my tongue if I need it in my bloodstream. But if I needed to get lower into my body, like past my belly and into like my other organ area, then I am able to take a gel cap. The other thing I love about it, you guys, is if you have something going on with your kidneys or your gallbladder, you can apply this oil directly over that area and get very quick, very good results. Now, doTERRA has a cleanse that is really awesome. And you can see the pictures here, day 1 through 10, and then 11 through 20. And the only thing that really changes is we start with our foundation, which is our nutrients, which is our Lifelong Vitality Pack. That has a money back guarantee, you guys. And if you're not using this, you need to get it and try it, because there's zero risk involved. And what people notice from the Lifelong Vitality is more endurance. They sleep better. They're getting, less aches and pains, mind clarity, and just all over feeling like that foundation is super solid. And then, of course, you would take the Zendocrine Complex and Terrazyme, which is our natural enzyme. Helps our body break down food. And then you can see on here, I'm going to get in here and fix that. We no longer have Slim and Sassy. We now have a new kid on the block, which we're going to talk about really soon. And then it just the GX and the PB. So it just depends on which day you are in the cleanse. It's super gentle. We recommend doing it quarterly to get to your optimal health level. Now, you guys, did you know that only 6.8% of all adults have optimal metabolic health? Now, this study was done using 5,500 people who were over the age of 20 years old. And it was astounding that this only, less than 10% of the people have great metabolic health. Now, the question here I want you guys to ask is, are you living your most powerful life? Like, do you wake up and go, oh my gosh, I've got so much energy. What can I do with all of it? Or maybe you're jumping up out of bed going, I can't wait. Like, I got so many good things to do. Some of us probably don't feel that way. Or by the end of the day, it's like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for bed. Like, I can't handle this. So energy, weight, mood, sleep, clarity, and stress are all things that are affected when our metabolic health is compromised. So you guys, here's just like an overall picture of the things that your metabolic health can affect. And so some of you guys might be going, gosh, my hormones are out of whack. Like, I don't even know what's going on with my body. I wish it would just straighten out. Or how about the ones who, have you ever felt stressed and just like the littlest things trigger you? Or maybe it's your skin. Gosh, you guys, I know people who, no matter what they do, they've gone to all the doctors, they've done all the treatments and all the things, and yet their skin is still not happy. And so hopefully we can introduce you guys to a new mindset and a new way of creating better health, metabolic health all the way around. Now, I want to introduce you to one of my favorite new things. This is the MetaPower Metabolic System. Now, some of you guys might be looking at it going, oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch of things. I can't do all of that. I want something simple. I wish that we just had this easy button where we could just go bing, okay, we're good. And we could take it like for 2 weeks and everything is back to normal. But unfortunately, it's taken us to get to where we are for a period of time. Now, it might be like a whole life journey, or it might just be the last 6 months or 2 years or whatever. I don't know. But there is an answer for you and support to address each one of those things that we just looked at on the last screen. Now, it's really simple. There's 3 parts. There is the metabolic blend, and they give you 4 different deliveries. So there is a beadlet, an oil, a gel cap, and gum. Now, the second part is that there is it's called Metabolic Assist. What this is, you guys, is it helps us so that when we are eating a lot of carbs or a diet that's fat in calories, it helps our body to be able to address it before it turns into large fat cells and kind of shrinks those down and helps our body to be able to metabolize things better. Now, the third product, which is the powder, which is the one that I was telling you I shake in my bottle once or twice a day, and I add the protein or the fiber and the greens to, is our blend of collagen plus NMN. Now, if you guys have tried collagen, have you guys tried collagen? Go ahead and put in the chat if you tried a different kind of collagen. We're doing educational classes. We actually have an entire group focused around MetaPower and how to use it, the testimonials, and we're doing these deep dives into it. But it has 9 different types of marine collagen, which is something that is way different than just having regular collagen. Plus, I said the NMN, so it's got other things in it that is our goal is to prevent us, our bodies, or reverse the signs of aging. Every time you have a sugar spike or a glucose that changes, it is something that makes us age quicker and our skin and everything else. So this, you guys, I am so incredibly excited about this. So really fast, I just want to kind of go through each one of the products and introduce you to them. And like I said, we have a group that everyone is invited to join us. What we ask is that if you have a wholesale account with us, that you can invite your friends and family and guests and everybody else so that we can teach them all the things that you're learning. And it's called Power Up, and I'll tell you about that at the very end. But there's no calories, no sweeteners, no preservatives. If you want to talk about non-GMO and all the things, our products are super clean. They actually spent 3, almost 4 or more years working on the science and the blind tests and the studies and everything to make sure that this product is something different than anything out there. Now, what I love about the MetaPower blend is it helps us to curb our hunger. It can calm your stomach because of the essential oils that are in there, and it naturally helps to cleanse and detox our bodies. So all of those toxins and things that toxic environments that we are exposed to, it'll help our bodies to be able to get rid of them and be free. Now, in this blend is peppermint, ginger, grapefruit, cinnamon, and lemon. Now, some of you guys are familiar with Slim and Sassy, which was the old kid on the block. This is the one that is retired and we're no longer going there. What they did is they did a bunch of different studies. They did a lot of different ratios of each one of the oils, and then they rated how they were affecting our bodies in different spots. And they found that by increasing the grapefruit and the lemon and reducing the peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon, they were able to come up with a magical blend that helps to support our bodies. The longer we use it, the better and more effective that it is. Now, that same blend that you can get in your 250 drops also comes in a soft gel. So the soft gels have 2 drops in each one, and you can see in the picture all the different cool things that you can do with it. And then it also comes in a gum, which I love, and a beadlet. Now, some of the ways I'm using these, you guys, is I'm taking a MetaPower soft gel late afternoon. If I know that I'm going to go out to dinner, or I'm going to a birthday party, or I'm going to a gathering where they're going to have a lot of different foods, I'll take one of these metabolic blend gel caps about a half hour before I go so that my body feels satisfied. And that I might still eat some of the stuff. It's going to help it to metabolize it properly. It's going to help me feel satisfied quickly, and it's just going to be a better experience. The other thing that I love to do with them is I take one of these before I go to bed at night, and it has really helped with my sleep. And then my metabolism keeps going while I'm sleeping. Now, the gum is something that you guys again, I want you guys to see that it has all the same oils and everything in it. This is great if you need to have your mouth busy. Like sometimes I feel like I just eat because I'm bored. It's not because I'm hungry. So what good is it going to do if I just decrease my appetite? So it actually, I'll pop it in my mouth and it keeps my mouth happy, and I can go on and do other things. It helps me with my willpower. There's 0 calories, no color, no dairy, no gluten, no soy. I mean, don't you guys love how clean and how awesome each one of these products are? Now, I don't have a slide for the beadlets, which is also one of the products. And the beadlets are tiny. If you've not experienced one of doTERRA's beadlets, there's 125 of them in a container. It's a plastic container, and you open them up kind of like you would a Tic Tac. You pop it, drop it in your hand, you put it in your mouth. And this is really great if you've I'll chew the gum until there's no flavor. So I'll just pop a beadlet in my mouth and it flavors the gum back up again, which is super awesome. Or if I just need a little something like a breath mint, or, I'm having that craving, then I'll just pop one of those in my mouth. This is really easy and very convenient to keep in your purse, your desk drawer. You can kind of put them around. So the idea, you guys, isn't that you have to take 4 of the gel caps, you have to take 2 of the beadlets, and you have to do 2 pieces of gum. You get to pick your delivery, whatever's more convenient for you. I do highly recommend everybody start with the kit, so you have everything that you need where you need it. And then starting next month, you'll be able to kind of pick and choose what else you want to have more of. Okay, so that is our metabolic blend, or our system. As far as that goes, we go into a much deeper dive in our classes and in our Power Up group. Now, the next part of this is exercise. Like, we need to have movement. And if you're not getting a lot of movement now, you guys, movement can be anything, like walking or just stretching, or, laying on the ground and doing yoga poses. Our bodies are meant to move, and the more we move them, the better they're going to function, especially when you're like stretching, or leaning down to touch your toes, or reaching up above your head. I mean, before I even get out of bed, I usually put my hands above my head and I just do this really big long stretch and take a couple of deep breaths, and it really does make me feel better. So because we are moving our bodies, if you're already doing it, you guys, what is one thing you can do a little bit more? Like, if you're already walking, then maybe walk further, or jog a little, or jog just a little bit, and just see if you can just increase that a little bit. When we compound our actions over time, it gets better and better and better. And our result, before you know it, is going to be something you least expected. But when we are moving around a little bit, we know we have some really great products. This line is one of my favorite. This is a gateway for a lot of men, or a lot of people who are used to going to the gym. When they try our Deep Blue Rub, in comparison to some of the other things that are on the product, ours is so much more effective. It's got one little bottle of Deep Blue oil is in every single one of the rubs. Now you'll see the next item on here is the Deep Blue stick. How many of you guys are in love with it? I love this. I use it way more than I do the rub, because it not only has a bonus blend of copaiba in there, which gives us just a whole nother level of support, but it's easy to use. It's kind of like a deodorant stick. You just take the lid off and you can rub it wherever. I love putting it on around my ankles, my feet, sometimes, the tops of my thighs, just depending on, how active I've been in the day. And then I'll let it sit on my body for about, 4 or 5 minutes. And then I'll take a nice hot soak. You guys, it feels amazing. And it just gets, the water that it's hot just gets deeper and deeper into your body. Now, we also have a Deep Blue Touch. Anytime you see the Touch bottle, you know that it has been diluted with coconut oil. So this is ready to use for everybody in your family. So whether it's a small child, your pet, it's got that amazing Deep Blue oil with coconut oil, and it's ready that, if you've got growing pains, or maybe you've got somebody who's wearing braces, and so you can put it on the outside of their jaw here. Even for babies that are teething, you can just touch the top of the bottle and go along the jawline on the outside. Deep Blue is not something that is recommended to take internally. So anywhere you can put it on the outside of your body is perfect. And then the Deep Blue oil, which is a concentrated blend of a bunch of different essential oils. One thing I love about this oil, you guys, is it has something called helichrysum in it, which helps with bleeding, whether it's internal or external. And it's just like, I used to refer to it as an aspirin in a bottle, without any of the side effects that are harmful for our filter organs that we're talking about. Lastly, on this screen is the Deep Blue polyphenol. Now, you guys will notice that our complex blends, our Zendocrine, our Adaptive, our Deep Blue, I'm sure there's more, are not the same as the oil blends at all. Like, they're completely different formula. This Deep Blue polyphenol is meant as a supplement. If you have chronic issues of joints and muscles and pains and stuff, you would want to take this every single day. And the longer you take it, the better result it is. Now, in most cases with our oils, the longer you use it, the less you need it. And the supplement can be the same way. Like, when you get to the root cause of whatever's going on, a lot of times you no longer need it. But like, my husband has had a lot of issues as far as arthritis and broken bones and things like that when he was younger. So now this is something that he uses every day. And he's really found a lot of great relief for it. Okay, now we also have a kind of a hidden unsung hero in here, because lemongrass is not a citrus oil at all. It actually is a grass that is gathered from the Himalayan mountains. There's some really great videos that you guys can look up on doTERRA's YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube at doTERRA and lemongrass, and you can watch that. There's pink peppermint, there's vetiver. There's so many great things where you can see where they're getting sourced, how they're getting sourced, and the testing that goes behind them. But what I love about this one is it helps to break down lactic and uric acid. So if you have that pain after you've gone to the gym, if you put a little lemongrass underneath the deep blue first and then put the rub or the stick on top, it helps to break down those crystals so you don't have that pain. My husband suffered from gout really bad when we first started using doTERRA. So lemongrass was one of those that I would put on before the frankincense and the wintergreen and everything else. And it would help break those crystals in his feet down. It also, best part about it, you guys, is it's under $15 for oil for 250 drops. All right, so we went through our class very quickly, but I would be doing a disservice if I didn't show you one of my favorite things. And that is, a lot of times the most common question I get is, how do I order? And what is the difference between a loyalty rewards order and a standard order? Well, you guys, once you get your own wholesale account, you have the opportunity to purchase using something called loyalty rewards. Now, loyalty rewards and standard order, you're both getting the wholesale pricing. With a standard order, you pay for your shipping. You don't get any extra perks unless there's a promotion. Like you would be able to get the like this month we're having adaptive, and you'll be able to get that because there's a 180 PV special. But now when you're using your loyalty rewards, if you have your order ship on or before the 15th, you also are getting a free bottle of Balance. How many of you guys are getting free Balance? Balance is such an amazing oil. It was my gateway oil into doTERRA, and I love it. And this month I'm getting it for free. Now you can see in the picture that you not only earn back points, so every 3 months, the points go up from 10 to 15, all the way up to 30% over 13 months. Now that means I've been buying doTERRA for a little over 11 years now. I order every single month. So every time I spend, I'm getting 30% back in points, which then I can turn around and turn into free product. Who in the world gives you anything for free, especially 30% back for every dollar you're spending? Now, because I get to buy my household products, my cleaning products, my skincare, everything we use for medicine, you guys, I gotta just say something. I'm super proud right now. It's been such a long time since me or my family. I've got a son who's going through he had an accident a couple months ago, and so he's got his doctor's things going on. But you guys, we don't have regular doctor visits in our house. We don't have a regular prescription that is always there. We use natural products. I use 100% doTERRA. Of course, we love when we go to a doctor if we have a broken bone or a cut, that needs stitches or things like that. But we are doing everything we can to keep ourselves out of the doctor's office for every other reason. So, gosh, when I get to turn in those free points and use free products all the time, it's pretty awesome. Plus, I do get my shipping for free. That's another perk with loyalty rewards. Now, on the right-hand side, we did mention our lifelong vitality. We actually do one whole class on lifelong vitality because it is such a powerhouse and a foundation for everyone's health. We break down each one of the things, but when you buy one of the products on the right, you can choose up to 3 additional supplements on this bottom part for a highly discounted price. Now, Lifelong Vitality, like I mentioned, has a money back guarantee. So you get it, you try it, you call them up, you send it back, they give you your money back. Again, I don't know a company who does that, right? And then when they give you even additional products at a higher discount, it is because they know the importance of having a healthy foundation. They also know that we live in a time when people are, cutting back on certain things and the expenses are going up. So that's why they make this so attainable for us. Now, on the right-hand side, there is a QR code. If you want to be a part of our Power Up community, all you need to do is take your camera, focus over the top. If you have your camera, take a screenshot right now, then you can do this later. But you just focus your camera over the QR code. When this little yellow box appears around it, just touch it, hold it down, and it will take you into Open in Safari. It gives you quick links to our Facebook groups, to this Zoom call, to all kinds of other things that we do. Now, I know if you're like me, I get busy. I need a reminder. So if you have not asked for our Power Up text reminder yet, all you have to do is, again, take your phone out, go to your messages, type in the number 534-429-5392. And then when the number's in, then go to where you put the information in, just type the word PWRUP and then hit send, and you'll automatically start getting reminders 10 minutes before our Power Up class. And I think it's really easy. But the other thing I want to mention tonight is, would you like to get your oils for free? That was my goal when I first started doing doTERRA. Is I knew that some of them were more expensive, and I knew that our family needed them. And I wanted to have my husband be able to diffuse what he wanted or use what he wanted without having to worry about how much it was per drop. So I instantly said, oh my gosh, well, not only that, but I had friends who needed what I had. Like, they were coming to me on a regular basis going, well, what do you have for a headache? Or what did you have? How did you help your husband with gout? You know, because he was barely walking, and now he's walking, even with his hip replaced. You guys, he had his hip replaced. And within 2 weeks, he was walking pretty free. He was still using a walker, kind of, but not really, because the doctors required it. And by the 3rd week, his walker was gone, and he was released from his doctor to go back to work. We were using essential oils all the time, like around it and on it and everywhere else. But you guys, so this is what I'm talking about when I said, you know, we need to have doctors, but we do a lot of the things by ourselves. So you can just teach them what you know. Invite them to learn, invite them to our classes, and then just show them how they can get started and get their own wholesale account just like you. Next week, next Tuesday, so every Monday we have a Power Up class. Every Tuesday we have a continuing education class. And every Wednesday we have A to Z essential oil, deeper dive into essential oils. Next week, you guys, is one of my favorite classes. It is on mental wellness. So I put Adaptive up here with the capsule just because this is something that we are getting for free this month if your order ships on or before the 15th and is at least $125. But you don't have to wait for that. This is something that you can get. And this is one of the capsules that I take with my daily routine every single day. It is like a coping blend. It just helps me, like, life is happening all the way around all of us, right? But this one helps me just be able to handle things and see it at a little bit different perspective. Okay, whoops, I just went back. I'm still learning. All this time, you guys, and I'm still just learning. All right, so I want to go ahead and we're going to open up and see if anybody has any questions or anything that they would like to add to our class tonight. Anybody have a testimonial or anything that they would like to share? We have a pretty small class tonight, but I'm super grateful you guys are here.
There's actually quite a few on Facebook too.
Oh, good. Yay. Hi, guys. Whether people are watching the replay or here with us live, we appreciate you guys being here. Sarah, you want to share something? Put you on the spot.
Actually, it's on the Deep Blue Stick. So I am working. I'm doing so much better on self-care. I'm rewording my language. And I got a pedicure today, and it's a new gentleman that I have not gone to. And he just kept, every time you could tell he was giving me a massage, he kept like clenching and squinting his eyes. And I'm like, gee, are you doing okay? And he's like, I just have had this super bad pain in my neck. And he's like, it's going on 3 days and it's weird. I'm fine until I start doing the massage on part of the pedicure. And I said, well, have you heard of Deep Blue? And you guys, I'm getting so much better at just inserting myself into conversations because I was fearful before. And I just want you guys to release that and just let that go. But anyway, he said, yeah, I've heard of it. I've never used it. And I said, well, afterwards, would you mind me putting it on your neck and your back? Yes, you guys, this is like a 200-pound man. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do this. And so I got my deep blue stick out of my purse because I carry samples. I carry all my things in my purse. And he sat down and I put it on his neck and I put it on his back, and I could just feel, and it was probably only half a tube left because I use it a lot. I clean houses on the side, and I felt this need to gift him. And so I said, you know what, how about this? I'm going to give you this stick, use it the rest of the day, and then you have my phone number. I want you to text me in the next couple of days. If I don't hear back from you, I'm going to reach out to you by Friday and just let me know what you think and what your thoughts are, because it has copaiba and I just want your honest opinion. And it's just a huge testimonial. So I'm getting ready to pay. I pay Venmo, and I'm literally walking to his door, and he goes, I have to tell you this. I already have relief in my fingers, and I feel my fingers. It was like 5 minutes. So I just have to share that.
That's so awesome. And you know, what's weird is we get testimonials like that, or, you know, all the time. It's like, no, it really worked. And it's like, I know it did. No, I'm not kidding. Like, it really worked. It's like, you're right. I love when that stuff happens. That's really awesome, Shara, and way to be brave. And, you know, I think we know so many things and we have so many successes, but there's something that holds us back from sharing or talking to other people because we don't want to be salesy, or we don't want to be in their business or whatever. And I can tell you firsthand that I'm so grateful that the person who shared with me, because I was in a bucket full of mess place, and I cannot imagine one day of my life without doTERRA. Like, I bleed doTERRA and I'm proud of it. And I just feel like it's almost our duty to be a good human and to share those things. And so, way to go. Okay. Jennifer, I'm going to pick on you next. Oh, there you are. Okay. Everything moved around for a second.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay.
So, will you share whatever you want, but I know you have some really great results from MetaPower.
I've actually had a steadying of my blood sugars in the morning. They've been really steady for the past 3 days at 124. So I'm really, really happy with that. I'm no longer in the 180s the way I was in the past, but it's been a slow process because I am on LLV once a day, just in the morning, but I have started twice a day because I thought, well, it should make a difference. And I feel more energetic as well. I do have a story to share. Yesterday, I was at the dentist on my day off because I lost a crown. And my dentist, you guys know him, I hooked him onto doTERRA. He comes up to me first thing, he's like, Jen. And I said, what's the matter, doc? And he says, look at this. And he had some dry skin around his nose and near his beard on the bottom. He says, I know it's like dermatitis or something. And I'm like, okay. I said, I just gave you a little sample, I said, of lavender. I said, see if that'll calm it down. So he went to the back and it calmed it down. He says, it feels good. It feels really, really good. And then I remembered I had tea tree in my bag, a little roller ball of tea tree. And I thought, well, that could make it better. So I gave it to him. And so by the time I left, he was all like, Jen, I don't have the itchiness. I don't have the tingling. I don't have a burning sensation. And the skin was no longer red or inflamed. It was like almost his regular skin color. So I was just like, okay. I said, but I'm going to go home. I said, because I know there's a blend that I can make for you.
Yeah,
so it's working.
That's so cool. Like, how many of you guys have talked to your dentist about essential oils? And what I want you guys to remember is, in the business part of doTERRA, there's all the people who are going, oh my gosh, I want to talk to my dentist, because if they start using the toothpaste and the clove and the mouthwash, they're going to be sold and they're going to tell all their customers and their patients. But what I want you to just kind of back the horse up for is, they're people too, just like us. They have health concerns. They have itchy skin. They have earaches. Some of them have spouses and family who have exactly the same thing. A lot of the doctors who are are on our panels and not the scientists, but the doctors who are on our advisory panels started and are there because their wives needed this product at their home. The wife started using it and then of course told the husband. I mean, our chief medical officer right now is one who had his wife, their son no, it wasn't a relative. His wife had talked to him about essential oils and he's like, oh yeah, I'm glad you're happy, honey. And I think they smell fine, whatever. And he just kind of left it at that. Well, she kept talking to him. Well, he had a customer or a patient come in and they had put an essential oil in an ear. A mother had put it down the ear and it had burned the inside of the ear canal because they had just gone to, the health food store and grabbed oregano and dropped it into the ear. So that was his first experience with essential oils. And so he's going, not only no, but heck no, that you should not do it, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Well, then fast forward, like I think it was about 1.5 years before she finally got him to come to a class and get educated about oils. And you guys fast forward to now, he is Dr. Riggs, who teaches us all about essential oils and is so excited about MetaPower and how it's going to change the way that we age and our everything going forward. So don't be afraid of talking to people and just talk to them as if they're human, just like us, just like Jennifer just, showed us. She's talked to him before about different things and they want success just like we do. So that's so good. So good. I know Julie Staub is on here and she said her dentist is on her team. And last week was at a dental event and one of the surgeons was speaking about doTERRA's copaiba. I mean, gosh, right? That's pretty impressive. And it's not going to go away. Like some people, I think when I first got introduced and I first started using oils, I think they felt like it was just that new trending thing. Like, oh yeah, that's cute. It's like the purse covers or, the stretchy pants or whatever. It's going to be here for a while and then it's going to be gone. And now it's like, it's not. Like this is a new way and how we are, teaching our kids that life can be better longer. Okay, Ani, I see you've got a question.
Hello. So speaking of dentists, last week I went to a new dentist who told I had not been to a dentist for a while since COVID. So I had some issues. So this morning I was so nervous because I had an appointment for a root canal. So it's kind of funny how we were talking about all this. I took a copaiba. I took an adaptive because I was just kind of freaking out. I don't know why. And then I took turmeric because of inflammation and things like that, because I have a mitral valve prolapse. And I mean, it's very, very, very mild. And, they used to tell me I have to use antibiotics many, many years ago, and things have changed a little bit. So I kind of prepped myself and I went in, and then now I'm home. I'm finally feeling it better. I took 2, and she kept on telling me, oh, take Advil, take this. And I said, no, I go the natural route. I said, I'm going to take my polyphenols. So, it's brand new. So I couldn't really tell her too many things. I could barely talk. Came home, took the polyphenols. I took another for inflammation. So yeah, I mean, I love it. I hope it just, if it goes completely crazy, which I hope it doesn't, and, if it hurts a lot, then you might have to introduce something else. But definitely just the natural route. I love it. And just the adaptive, because I was just getting really anxious. And we have the tools. So I just wanted to share that. And it's funny how we're all talking about dentists and the deep blue and all.
Well, it's great. The testimonials and how they build one onto another. We had a mama come into our store this last week, and she has her baby in the carrier, and she looked like she was just going to break down and cry any second. Like she was just, you could tell she was on the edge. And she goes, my chiropractor just sent me here because I need something called she goes, I need some kind of coconut oil and clove. And she goes, but it wasn't just coconut oil. It was something besides that. And I go, fractionated coconut oil? She goes, yeah. She goes, and clove. And so she was prepared. She didn't even ask how much. She's like, I'll take it. And I said, hold on, what are you going to do with it? She goes, my baby's teething and will not stop crying, cried all night long. So we made her up a little 1 gram bottle with 10 drops of clove and filled the rest with coconut oil with a dropper. So it'd be easy for her to, and I told her, I said, just drop it on your finger and rub it on the area that is swollen or irritated. And you can do that as often as you need, but probably not more than like every 20 or 30 minutes. And then I said, and the baby's going to say, go, ugh, you know, because it has kind of a different taste. But the second it starts to calm down, this baby is going to be okay. So we send her out the door and she's just like, she goes, can I wash my hands right now and put it on right now? Because I have a half-hour drive and I don't want the baby to be crying or whatever. And I had told her, I said, you know, clove is something that has been being used for centuries for its numbing ability. So whether it's teething on the mouth, or if you have, like we sell it in a tattoo kit where people can put it on the area around the outside of the tattoo so that it helps to numb the area. If you're going in for a shot, or, you know, you've got a leg that is hurting, or maybe surgery, you can always put this around the outside area. Plus, clove is one of the highest antioxidant oils that there is. So it stops free radicals. So you guys, there's so much stuff around clove and the benefits. Well, so back to this mama is the next morning, she comes busting through the door and now she's got another child in tow and the baby. And she goes, that stuff works so good. But she goes, I accidentally tipped it over. I need another bottle. So she was, I mean, in one night, she's like, I didn't put the lid on all the way and I hit it and the whole thing spilled. But she goes, it was amazing and it works so well. I've got to have more. So you guys, gosh, that's what we do, right? And this chiropractor had recommended her to come to us because we have essential oils. I mean, he could have said, go use something, you know, I don't know, whatever, over the counter. And I'm sure she had tried a lot of things because she was so frustrated. But it's really good. So I love when we get into a theme of how it helps to support and numb, and whether you put it on the outside, you know, this is another one that you could go on the jawline with, and or internally. It's pretty cool. Like, we got some good stuff. Okay, anyone else want to share anything? It looks like Julie posted a recipe. She uses 4 to 6 drops of lemongrass, frankincense, and marjoram every 4 to 6 hours after she had an implant, and didn't need any prescribed medicines. So that's a really great recipe, you guys. So this is going to be put in our Good Vibes group. And so, you know, and I'm sure she was putting that in a capsule and taking it internally. You could also take that same blend and apply it topically to the outside of the area, like, you know, the swelling, and I mean, all the really cool things. All right. Is there anything else anyone would like to add to our class tonight? Okay, well, I want to give you guys a big shout out for being here and to being proactive with all of your medicines and all the things that we do. I'm so proud of you guys, for Sarah for jumping in and telling somebody about the Deep Blue Stick, and Ani for using the products. You know, you will get I hope you heal quickly. And just remember, we are here to support you guys the best way we can. If you are here for the first time and you do not have a wholesale account yet, please reach out to the person who invited you. Or if you're also wondering, how do I learn more? Where do I go? How do I get it in my house? We did talk about the loyalty rewards purchasing versus the standard order. They're both wholesale, but we want you guys to get the best benefits for having your account. Have a great night, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.